determination, courage, love, empathy, trust, unity. These are things that make us who we are. And who are we, you might ask? We are human. We are Americans. We, the people who have made incredible inventions and accomplished outstanding feats. We got to where we are because of who we are, regardless of what we look like on the outside and what we feel on the inside. We did these things to propel ourselves and our society forward, and we did these things together. We put aside things that did not matter and chose to look at what really did matter. And what really matters? Us. Working in unison and living in harmony to make a better life for ourselves and our children. We were always able to rise above the challenge, and we were able to do so because we worked together. We loved together. We suffered together. We laughed together. We enjoyed each other together. Separation and negativity were the only things that could possibly make us weak. Although it appears this is what happened. Left versus right. Black versus white. Pro-masks versus anti-masks. Pro-vaxxers versus anti-vaxxers. Trump supporters versus Biden supporters. They have drawn these lines between us, and we should not allow them to do this to us. This is not about politics. This is not about race. This is not about ethnicity. This is not about gender. This is not about sexual orientation. It is about one simple concept, the truth. And we have not been presented with the truth. The elites of the world are lying to us. They have been for a very long time. Everything we see going on before us is one big charade for them to fool us into thinking that Joe Biden is the good hero and Donald Trump is the evil villain. A psychological operation is being waged upon us right now. The political establishment is not on our side. They have not been for years. They are the enemy of the people. People like Donald Trump knew this. Why else would he decide to run? Trump doesn't care what the public thinks of him because he knows who sees the truth. He is fucking with people and trolling them every chance he gets. Not every Trump supporter is some ignorant and white supremacist redneck. Many of them are people who know what is really going on behind the veil that Trump is working to end these monstrosities and crimes against humanity. Ever hear of the saying, all warfare is based on deception? This is exactly what Trump is doing. Deception. When asked multiple times about this subject in his press conferences and his recent town hall, Trump refuses to announce these quote-unquote conspiracy theories and plays dumb. If it were untrue and crazy, why wouldn't he just say so? It does not make any sense for him to not condemn it if it were not, in fact, not true. He knows it is, but cannot reveal it quite yet. Trump, as a person, may not be that great, but the mainstream media completely blows everything he says out of proportion and does not cover anything that Biden says, or that could make Biden look bad. This is because the political establishment is fearful, since Trump is about to expose all of them for who they are and what they really do, and they use the mainstream media as their defense mechanism to blame every bad thing on him and make him look like the bad guy in order to sway the public's opinion so they don't realize the truth. This has been working on many, but certainly not all. The other question you have to ask yourself is why does the mainstream media want to paint Biden as this perfect person and run absolutely zero stories about that show how corrupt and incompetent he is? Because there are certainly many, as we all must know by this point. Look back at his career. What has he done for the people of America over 40 years? Nothing. He is just their next puppet politician. He even said on the debate stage that Antifa is not a group but an ideology, and nobody said a thing about how this is completely untrue. What is even more weird is if you go to type in Antifa.com, it redirects you to Joe Biden's campaign website. Don't believe me? Try it yourself. Don't believe any of what I'm saying? Then research it. And I made actual research. not what the mainstream media and the establishment tells you. It is all a complete joke. They are completely lying to us and purposely spreading hate and racial violence in this country through the riots they refuse to condemn. They will launch their full plan if Biden is elected and Trump defeated, something we cannot allow to happen since this is not about me or what I think. It is not about you or what you think. It is about all of us in our very way of life. A vote for Trump might not seem like it, but it is a vote against pure evil. The media, establishment, and society might have you think otherwise, but they are all working in conjunction to make us believe Biden will save us all. And since this is the battle for the soul of our nation, quote unquote, as his campaign website states. Ironic, isn't it? He will try to make you believe he is this angel that will save this nation from the demon Trump. This is how deception works, and it usually works well, but we are better and stronger than this. This is exactly what they do and how they do it. They manipulate us with these hopeful messages, empty promises, and most importantly, fear. The coronavirus has perpetuated this fear and is also one of their biggest weapons they have at the moment, regardless of whether or not this virus was intentionally released. They have been marking non-COVID related deaths as COVID deaths, as we have all seen. 5 states' governors pushed coronavirus patients into nursing homes where it spread quickly and rapidly, thus killing many in the homes, all in an attempt to get the death count higher and make you more fearful and panicked. We know these are facts, so why do we ignore them? We must learn to see past the lies and the charade they are performing right before our very eyes. Look back at history. History repeats itself. Present yourself as a hero enough and you will persuade the people you really are one, especially when they are afraid, panicked, and anxious, in this case, because of the coronavirus. And any otherwise accusations will be met with projection and blame to cover up the truth. If you are voting for Biden, you will be making a big mistake and you will regret it. Look how mentally disconnected he is and how much they try to cover it up. Instead, they go after Trump since he is on the brink of exposing them all for who they really are. What do you think his saying of drain the swamp really means? Many politicians, celebrities, philanthropists, and activists are criminals, rapists, pedophiles, child molesters, murderers, thieves, human traffickers, drug traffickers, and have no regard for anyone but themselves. They put themselves in these positions of public influence so they can secretly push their agendas and hide in plain sight so nobody will suspect them. They will make it so any accusation against them would seem crazy, and the source saying it as not reliable since they have their strongest weapon, the mainstream media. Once trusted by the majority of Americans, they think they can be slick and manipulate all of us into their programmed way of thinking and being. Again, do your own research on all of this. The mainstream media has censored most of it, but some of it is still out there. Again, think to yourself, why would they censor this stuff? It was just crazy bullshit. They are not here to help you. This is not about a presidential race. It is about our very way of life and survival of it. We cannot allow this pure evil monster called Biden and the rest of his establishment destroy us in our very way of life. If I didn't know about the things I've seen and learned about over the past 4 years, I too would be thinking the same thing that many people do. And that is that Trump is evil and Biden is good. That is exactly the narrative they want to push. That is exactly their plan. And if you are voting for Biden, you are falling right for it. Do not be blinded. Do not do something you will regret when it all comes out, and it will. Do not listen to the mainstream media. Do not listen to the politicians. Do not listen to celebrities that endorse Biden. Do not listen to family, as they are most likely listening to the aforementioned things. Do not listen to friends for the same reason. Listen to the truth in your own inner knowing. Take some time to take a step back, take a deep breath, and look at all that has occurred, and not what is just told to you through a screen, on paper, or by word of mouth. I have always felt an evil presence in our government ever since I knew what government was. I thought it was all just some crazy childhood fantasy of mine, but then I realized these thoughts were not what I thought they were, but instead visions and premonitions telling me what the government is and what it does. It is something sick and twisted, and it's something most people would rather just pretend does not exist. Like if we just ignore it, it will go away. We have to come together to defeat this enemy, the greatest enemy in modern human history. The very people that think they control us and run our lives. They are psychologically playing us, and it is working. Many people that don't understand psychology will never see or understand this, and our enemy knows this. That is why they are doing what they are doing. Something that we cannot see or realize. There is also another enemy. These are called shills or controlled opposition. They are people who purposely try to act like they are truth tellers, but act crazy, violent, stupid, irrational, etc. in an attempt to discredit this truth movement and to make the actual truth tellers seem crazy, violent, stupid, irrational, etc. Just yet another way they manipulate people into believing a false narrative, all so they can cover up their ugly truths and continue to get away with them, but they will get away with it no more. They forget who they are up against. We, the people, is who they are up against. We, the people who will never give up, never give in, never surrender. We whose light shines brighter than theirs ever will. We who see the truth and choose to say no. We who choose freedom. We who choose to put aside our differences and work together. We who choose love. We who are stronger and more powerful. We who choose our humanity. We who choose to stand up and fight back. We